Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Atom RPG with me, Bring It Dawn. We have a ton of people to talk to here in Krasno, so we're going to get started with this guy. Can we take his bottles or does he get mad? Alright, let's take all of his bottles first and we'll talk to him. I mean, that's just free money laying around. Alright, let's talk to this guy. This young man notices you from afar, and energetically waves until you come closer. When you do, he claps you on the shoulder and says in a confident voice, "Ah, hello to my future business partner. Now, shall we talk strategy?" Sure. You start and I'll listen. Not want to waste any time, I see. Great. So my name is Oleg, but my friends simply call me Oleg. Currently, I'm the sole entrepreneur of the bottle business. Awesome stuff, right? Bottles, huh? Color me intrigued. It's easy. For example, say you have a bottle in your possession. How would you make use of it? I could fill it up with water. Yeah, or what I call using it like it was meant to be used. But the bottle is a wondrous object, with a whole variety of uses. The mere existence of this artifact boggles the mind. So why not try and make some good money with it? How can I make money with a bottle, other than selling it to someone? That's only skimming the surface of possibility, my friend. Yes, a bottle will always find a customer willing to pay, but a real businessman knows selling stuff isn't how one actually makes money. The bottle needs to work for you, understand? Not by going out to build a road or frame a house, but metaphorically. The work the bottle must do is to inspire the actions of those who have bottles. You see, the bottles want to move, to take action. They don't want to stay in one place. You should not collect bottles if you're not planning to multiply them or use them for a greater purpose. Here's what I'm saying. You have the space-age multi-tool, the bottle. It asks you to use it, to make some money with it. If you combine all the uses there are for any given bottle, you will see a value of 10,000 rubles in total. And that's just a ballpark figure. A bottle might make you millions. Let's move on. Bottles are great and all, but this is just nonsense. Hold up, don't go. I know it's a lot of information to take in at once, but believe me, one day it might just save your life. Listen, this young man is onto something. Bottles. Yes. Why didn't I think of this before? You see, the old feller is tired of being poor. He doesn't want to be poor anymore. So, do you want to sell me a bottle? No, but I'm willing to sell you an opportunity. No, that's not exactly right either. I want you to be my business partner. Stop letting money lie in your dirty pockets. Do yourself a solid and invest that useless script in bottles. Sorry, I'm having trouble reading already. Bottles are a foolproof investment. They're made of glass, as you may know. They're fragile, poetic, noble. Those made from plastic are almost as good. They're sturdy, reliable, loyal, and practical. In your opinion, what is the price of a dream? I personally think dreams have no price. That's why I'm willing to give you a 1000% discount on your purchase. Only 100 rubles for this bottle, and you become an investor. No, my friend, not a buyer, a true investor. Many people in the West still hide their money in a stash somewhere, but will saving like that make anyone rich? No. Careful investments will. I'm saying this without a shred of doubt. 100 rubles? Well, that doesn't sound so bad. Yeah, maybe I should sell you some of my bottles. I do have a few. But I am just a player in the bottle market. My clients are rich investors who want to forget they were ever poor. One can't even compare 100 rubles to a life of luxury. I have a better proposal. How about I sell you my bottles for, I don't know, 50 rubles? I can see you're a great businessman. But let's put it to the test. Example, I have a rare Duchess soda bottle. This very bottle was sought after by a rich Trudograd trader, prepared to offer 100 million rubles for it. You want to sell it to him, but I hid it in a box. What do? I will take the bottle from you. Ah, but will you find it in time? What if I call the militia? See what I mean? If you hold on to 100 measly rubles now, you risk losing millions in the future. That's how the world works, buddy. Should I buy it? I know it's a waste. Yeah, I should go. See you. So if I had the high enough barter, I could sell him bottles for 50 rubles apiece. That's insane. Speaking of bottles and making money, where did I... Alright, an unshaven, balding man with matted hair and a curious gaze looks at you for a while, before extending his hand in greeting. But instead of a hello, you hear him cry out, "Communism! Lenin! Perestroika?" I think I said that right. And the man shuts his eyes. His cheeks go red out of embarrassment. He coughs a few times and continues. "How can I help you, comrade?" What the heck was that outburst anyway? Ah, seems like you noticed my nervous tics, comrade. Perestroika, Gulag KGB. Some time ago, I was harassed by a bunch of Leninists. They scared me so much, now every time I speak, I uncontrollably yell out words and phrases connected to the Soviet Union. Proletariat, Lenin, Stalin. A capitalist would see this as a simple case of Tourette's, but a true patriot knows this is a blessing in disguise. Lenin, Red Army, crippling toilet paper shortage. Why do you mock me so? Hey, let me try and fix your brains. Take the man's pulse, an activity you barely managed to complete, and ask him to show you his tongue. Nothing seems wrong with the man, so you just shrug your shoulders. Yeah, a pity really. I don't even know what can help me. Communist Party and Lenin are twin brothers. Ugh. Who are the men that attacked you? Peace, Sputnik, expropriation, jeez. Blini. See, the Chamber of Commerce once sent me to have a chat with some mutants that agreed to sell us a large portion of scrap metal. As we drove to their camp, we were harassed by crazy people. They started insulting us, screaming that we were about to negotiate with the degenerates. They said we need to be shot as traitors of the human race and so on. And as they screamed and threatened, they used so many of those darn Sovietisms. Babushka, Kremlin. I'd lie if I tell you that it didn't affect me mentally. When they finally agreed to let us go without killing us, I started screaming some of the words they use uncontrollably. I've been like that ever since. Marxist doctrine. Hey, maybe you got the Krasnov syndrome. No, there's no such thing. Red Army. Excuse me. There's no such thing as Krasnov syndrome. It's a silly lie invented by someone to fool people, and it worked. Yeah, quite the mess you got yourself into. Care for a change of the topic? Bear, vodka, balalaika. Sorry, I didn't want to say that. Anyway, yes, sure. Ask me whatever you like. Alright, could you answer a couple of questions for me? Sure, comrade. After calmly answering your query, the man suddenly widens his eyes and screams hysterically. Mao, Comrade Mao, North Korea. This guy is a walking propaganda machine. Tell me about yourself. I am Gorday Mityayev, a clerk of the Chamber of Commerce. I see. Another question. Sure. How is life in the city? Lenin, vodka. Sorry for that outburst. Life in the city is great. I have a job, a roof over my head, and even a beloved wife who tolerates my terrible illness. You're a lucky man. Tell me about your job. Dried fish, vodka, Pravda newspaper. Oof. Sorry for yelling. I have a rather simple job. I hand copy documents that are not important enough for the copy machine in the Chamber of Commerce. That thing is rather old, so we only use it if we really, really have to. Nice job. Do you know any good rumors? People's Militia, Proletariat, Red Army. Oops, sorry for that. I heard an interesting story about an old castle in the mountain pass of Woes. They say a mighty mouse king, Squeaky III, Cat Heart, runs that place. And other mice are his noble knights, who wear stolen pieces of cloth as capes, and use nails like rapiers. On the other hand, it is widely known as a fact that the castle is actually run by outlaws, and the Mouse Kingdom story was invented by a drug-abusing opium dealer who's known as Stancevich. Yeah, sounds weird. We change the topic. Oh, for God's sake, ask anything you wish. There is no God. Atheism, science, reason, vodka. Oof. Sorry for the outburst. Yeah, we didn't ask this guy about himself, did we? Nope, he only does the rubles thing. Or the bottles. Before you stands a strong, unhappy-looking man of average height. His eyes are practically glowing with hatred. He makes a fist and suddenly attacks. An annoying fly that landed on his shoulder. That had landed on his shoulder. After that demonstration of power, the man calms down and asks in a friendly manner. Sorry, comrade. These flying sons of guns can't be handled any other way. Show weakness, and they'll eat you alive, bit by bit. Now then, how can I help you? What business do you have with the militia? No business. Came to ask how your service is going. Is it hard? He smiles and sighs. Our duty can be difficult and dangerous, but you can live with it as long as you work hard and stay alert. Anyone coming to this city to cause trouble either stays outside the fence or ends up in a ditch somewhere. Respect the law. Lucky I ran into you. I have business with you, comrade militiaman. Yes? Sigh tiredly. Hexagen nods a few times and starts to tremble. His wrinkled old hands are shaking uncontrollably as his eyes fill with tears. While being in a clear state of mind, want to come clean and surrender myself to the authorities, as a reviled terrorist and owner of several weapons of mass destruction. What the heck? Go on, speak up. Look the scene over quietly. Now finish what you're saying, Grandpa, if you know what's good for you. I refer, of course, to my patriotic poems from the Leninabad cycle. Oh, these verses, although hammered out on the cheapest foolscap with the most toxic of lead paints, turn this amazing yet grotesque she-wolf I call the motherland upside down with their profound truths. No one was spared from the furious hellfire of my genius. What? Hexagen taps himself on the chest with his withered finger. I keep all of them right here. Each verse is lodged deep inside this old man's heart. Take them, if you think they're dangerous. They threaten your pitiful, corrupt, unfair laws. He starts striking himself violently on his chest. The militiaman stows his gun again, and the tension mercifully falls off. Heh, okay. We'll confiscate your dangerous verses, and summon a firing squad for your execution. No bullet will end this embodiment of pure ideals. Nothing short of a crucifixion for this hero of the revolution. Nail me to a cross just like you did 2,000 years ago, you butchers. I will never compromise, not even in the face of Armageddon. What are you waiting for? Do it. Sure, Grandpa. But give me a sec to gather some nails first, alright? Psst. Hey, dude. Get your dad away from me. I'm sorry about that. Let me ask you something else. How's your service going? He smiles and sighs. Okay. I do respect it. Another question. Heard anything interesting in the city? I had to chase this old stager several times. Navigator Vysotsky. Once he passed out in a narrow street and was blocking people from walking past. Another time, he started doing these weird dance moves to milk some cash from bystanders. But a little while back, I learned he's actually a veteran from the war that changed this world forever. I was hitting him with a stick not that long ago, as if he was a dog. Can you imagine it? I never would have treated him that way if I knew. You didn't know he was a vet at the time, so don't get too worked up about it. Another question. Yes? I wanted to ask if you've heard any good rumors. I can't answer that. I have no time for gossip or rumors. The gatekeeper is a bribe taker. Really? That's terrible. Report this to our superiors at once. I can already see him getting thrown out in the street with no pay. Yep. I hope so. Fine. What else can I ask you? And that's it. Alright. I know we've already spoken to him, but I thought I saw a guard walk out of there, so maybe there was one in there. Ooh, 74 rubles. I really don't need the nails. A sturdy man in front of you plays adroitly with his impressive-looking knife. He throws it in the air and catches it again, so quickly, deftly, and effortlessly that many people would gladly pay just to have a look at it. As he notices you, he quickly hides the knife in the handmade leather sheath. Come closer. Don't be afraid. I won't hurt you. I've noticed you're handling this knife very skillfully. The man grins. This is old school. Before the war, I studied medicine. This thing is heavier than a scalpel, true, but just as functional. You never know what surprises life has up its sleeve. Heh. Well, give me your tool. I'll try to repeat your tricks, mate. You effortlessly repeat the man's every movement. By the end of this skill test, the man whistles happily. Oh wow, seems there's nothing I can teach a man of your skills. Great work, mate. You have my respect. Well, thank you, mate. Let's change the subject. Okay, change it. Care to answer some more questions? I'm listening. What's your name? Here in the north, people know me as Censor the Mercenary. Why they call me that, I don't know. It sounds a bit like my family name, and I can also sense enemies when they're miles away. It's like a sixth sense. I don't know which exactly gave birth to this nickname. Censor, you say? Can I ask another question? Yes? Are you from around here? I walked by foot from Saratov region when clients became fewer. Wanted to look for interesting assignments here. I see. Of course, ask. Alright, what do you do here? Entertain myself mostly. Drink beer, throw knives. Not that long ago, I bet 50 rubles I'd knock out a cigar off a guy's teeth with my knife from 20 meters. And I did. A brave man, that one. Another question. I got any good rumors to share? What can I tell you? Well, I've heard that if you want to get to the mountain pass of Woes, to visit your family, for example, you have to go to Fogalevka. It's the only place that has transport connection with the pass. Why would anyone want to go there in the first place? No idea. Another question. Nope, that's it with him. Alright, a lot of guards to talk to. I think that's the one we talked to previously, right? Or is it this one? A strong, broad-shouldered fellow is pacing to and fro, whistling some old tune and toying with the militia club. You notice as soon as you approach that he was surreptitiously eyeballing you the whole time. Thus the foolish beast cometh straight to the hunter. I mean, how can I help you, comrade? Aren't you tired of patrolling? Your boots look like they're going to fall right off your feet. The militiaman nods and laughs in a phony way. This is so touching. How much you care about my welfare. Or are you actually hoping I will abandon my post to take a nap while you commit some foul crime? I'm right, aren't I? Confess now, comrade, and I'll go slightly easier on you. Now, why did you call me a beast when we first met? The militiaman shrugs and puts on his innocent face. I don't know what you're talking about, comrade. You accuse me of calling you names, when in reality I was just clearing my throat. The sign of a guilty consciousness, indeed. Is there something you wish to confess, comrade? Why are you always looking at me? Am I a suspect in some crime? Paranoia most often strikes people worthy of suspicion. Did you want to confess something, comrade? My conscience is clean, unlike that of your buddy at the gates. Choose your words carefully, comrade. Accusing a lawman of a crime with no evidence is a crime as well. Is that really what you want to do? Oh, brother. Can I ask you something else? Not this time, huh? Well, maybe the next. Any more questions? How long's your shift? I bet extreme fatigue is what's behind your paranoia. The militiaman nods and laughs in a phony way. Okay. Distrusting people who actually care about you is disrespectful. Have a good day. I already talked to him. Where's that woman in the white dress that walked by? I don't think we've spoken to this guy yet. A strong-intoned man mumbles under his breath as he pours some white powder from a tiny bag out onto the ground. Right then, he says that you caught him in the act, whatever that act may be. Hey, city militia, you need anything? What are you pouring out there, comrade militiaman? The militiaman slaps himself in the face. Darn, quite the eye you got. You're gonna blab to everyone now, right? I'll take your secret to the grave, or beyond if necessary. Okay, I guess I have to trust you, because if word gets out, I'll be a laughingstock. When people laugh at authority, it can cause trouble for the whole city. Anyway, the white powder was salt. A few days ago, I threw an old witch out of the city. Nobody saw how she got in. She was making a nuisance of herself selling weird crap, so I had no choice. But as I ejected her from the gates, she whispered a single word to me. Balding. Since then, I've been waking up every morning to a hair-covered pillow. I'm going bald faster than a sick dog. I brought some holy salt from the local gypsy, but it didn't work, so I threw it away. The old woman's curse was strong indeed, methinks. But it's okay. At this point, I've accepted my inevitable baldness. Excuse me. Coffee did not want to go down smoothly. Don't worry me, Colonel. All the ladies know a bald head is the sign of a macho man. A real manly man. I'm not saying you're wrong, brother, but I grew to like my hair, so to speak. Well, I can't say I envy you. Another question. What did you pour out on the ground just then? I told you it was salt. Which is salt she gave me to fix my baldness. I even told you how I got over it, and you forgot all that. Sorry, comrade. It slipped my mind. Now then, another question. Go on. Why so nervous, trooper? Did something bad happen? How could I not be nervous? If I catch a thief, he's likely to cut me up. If I chase a trespassing old crone away from our citizens, she curses me. Is there any way to do my job without getting hurt? Is suffering all there is to this wretched life? Tell me what's going on around town. You know, any kind of rumors or gossip. Before I joined the Protectors of Krasno, I worked for a while as a guard in Paragon. Didn't go too well, but in the 3 weeks I was there, I did save a local scribe from a beetle. Yeah, you heard right. A harmless little beetle. This guy had a phobia of all sorts of critters. When he saw this bug crawling around, he went pale and started choking, so I stomped it under my boot. Afterwards, the bug-fearing guy told me this theory. It's kinda crazy, but still believable. Think about this. Who really won the war? The USSR got obliterated. America and her allies are mostly dust as well. Not even North Korea had the bollocks to claim victory. Armageddon favored only one faction, the Dolphins. Well? Tell me, are there naval fleets deployed anywhere nowadays? Nope. Are there fishermen? Probably, but the boats are much fewer, and there's hardly anyone left to feed. Thus the brainiacs of the sea frolic unmolested in the briny deep, just like in ancient times before humans took over the planet. Just before the war, our scientists discovered that these whistling weirdos, the dolphins, possess surprisingly sophisticated intellects. Now they're free to do as they please, free to build their hideous underwater utopia. Underwater cities, underwater power plants, who knows, maybe even underwater circuses where captive humans are made to perform for their finny overlords. What an idea. Thanks for sharing. Another question. I want to report on the gatekeeper. He's extorting money from people. That's a strong accusation. I'm not going to check whether it's true, though. What? But there's a wolf in sheep's clothing, right in the middle of the militia that's supposed to protect the city. Uh-huh. You told us this. And another guy will tell us that. Generally, I tend not to take people at their word. Easier that way. Well, decide for yourself what you're going to do with this information. Another question. Oh, would you look at the time? I gotta go. Alright, let's catch up to her before she gets away again. A plump, fair-headed woman in her 40s scrutinizes you for a while before finally greeting you with a friendly smile. Hello. I can see by your face that you're dying to chat. So do I. Ever since my dear hubby got this nervous tic. He's no good company. He keeps shouting out utter nonsense. Oh, would you look at me? I'm already unburdening my soul. We should have introduced ourselves first. No problem. What's going on with your husband? I don't know what to say. Once, while he was on a business trip, a Red Guard gang surrounded him. They started egging him on to murder filthy mutants, or something along these lines. He'd always been anxious. So scared he got a nervous tic and now shouts out Soviet slogans all the time. Many people are not right in the head these days. Don't worry, it'll pass. Well, why not? But then I'll have to talk. Then I have to talk to my husband. Speaking of which, how is he doing? Alright, we've already read that. Let's see. Who would have thought it was even possible? Where can I find your husband? He's nearby, walking across the city. I gotcha. Let's change the subject. I want to ask you a couple of questions. No problem. Who are you? What's your name? What do you do? My name is Gurda. My father gave it to me. He's a Slavic, and my mum is from Siberia. But this isn't that exciting. As to what I do, nothing interesting. Mostly bustle between home and the market. That's my itinerary. I see. Can I ask another question? Yes? How do you earn your living in the city? I provide everything necessary for my husband to earn money for the two of us. See? Never underestimate the role of a housewife. Even the best of men will work to a third of his potential if he doesn't get a shoulder to cry on and a bowl of hot soup at home. I see. Can I ask another question? I'm all ears. What can you recommend to visit in the city? Oh, there's so much interesting here it's hard to single something out. Lotteries, gambling houses, shops, taverns. We even have a real power plant. The air buzzes around it. And also there's a young man involved in the bottle business not far from here. That sounds cool. I'll see as much as I can. I have some other questions. Speak. What rumors have you heard lately? There was a girl passing through the city. She carried a backpack of wooden hands and legs. My husband asked what she needed this cargo for, and she replied, "What if I have my hand chopped off in a fight? This way, I can easily attach a wooden one and continue fighting." I wanted to tell her it wasn't exactly working like that, but, well, what's the point of arguing? God help her. Indeed. What else is there to say to a girl like this? Another question. Alright, well, let's, better change the subject. Alright, then I won't be distracting you any further. Bye. Pretty sure we already spoke to this guy. Yep. He's the balding fellow, and this is the... Oh, nope, he's new. Before you stands a man who, although strong and wide, looks like he's just seen a ghost. When you catch his attention, he turns his huge round eyes in your direction and mumbles something. Oh god. What now, a fire? A shootout? A giant ant stalking the sewers? Report. Calm down, man. I just came by to say hello. Who are you? The man gives you a tired, slow-motion salute. Greetings and salutation. My name is Officer Chinekov. Did you know that pestering militiamen while they're on duty is a bad thing? This whole sector is depending on me to remain alert. Come on, man. Let me ask you another question. Huh? What? You seem nervous. Work-related trauma? The man sighs and rubs his hands together. No trauma. Just feeling a bit twitchy. How could I not be? Something's happening all the time. In my mind's eye, I always see these snippets from my life as a cop. I chased a thief last month, performed CPR on a local alcoholic. Terrible stuff. You're speaking of sewer ants. Are those really a thing? The man spits and shakes his head. Never seen one myself, but I'm always ready to fight them. Not a week passes when I don't hear a story about some friend's sister's daughter getting a little pet mimic, nursing it with goat's milk, and flushing it down the toilet after the thing grew several meters long. Can you imagine how many of them are wriggling down in the sewers as we speak? A numberless horde. Well, I got bad news for you, buddy. There wasn't a single mimic down in the sewers. I want to report a criminal standing at the gates of the city. Nah, you must be mistaken. He's a jolly old guy. Never told a lie in his life. Well, that's what he told me anyway. Why would he lie about that? Oh, brother, can I ask you something else? Alright, well, I have to go. See you around. Can you even get in this building? Nope. They're not a fan of that. What does he have? A ton of money. But nothing that I... He won't buy any of my stuff for anything. Jeez Louise. I also don't remember this guy my first playthrough. I wonder if he's new. You knock on a small kiosk counter. For a few moments, nobody answers. You already start thinking the place is closed. Then suddenly, sounds of smashing glass bottles and pots reach your ears, along with profuse swearing. Thick tobacco smoke hits you straight in the nostrils as the tiny window opens, and a gruff, low voice starts speaking from the darkness of the tiny hut. Help the Children of the North charity booth. What you wantin'? A charity organization? Really? As serious as ever. We can't even sleep properly because we're so worried about them poor kids in the northern regions. Breaks our hearts, it does. Good. So, do you accept weapons as well? Yeah, firearms as well. We take everything. That might be useful to them poor babies up north. I have some spare loot here. I can actually trade for stuff. He has so much money. That's probably why he doesn't pay very much for it, is because he's supposed to be a, quote, charity. Interesting. How does spare weaponry help the situation in the starved, violent regions of the world? Hey, it's a great question. An amazing question. One smart guy already asked it once. You know what happened? You won't believe it when I tells you. He was found dead the very next day in the town moat. The militiamen said he fell there while drunk. But you know what's puzzling? He wasn't even a drinking man. Too much knowledge brings much sorrow, but I really need to get going. You knock on the Help the Children of the North kiosk counter, and it opens up slightly. From the dusty darkness comes a gruff, low voice. Alright, can't ask him any questions. A short mustached militiaman is whistling an old tune, spinning his baton around and round as if practicing a dance routine. Upon seeing you, he stops his little song, halts his baton, and raises an eyebrow. Well, well, well. Who do we have here? Someone I don't recognize. Fine. Just fine. Take a walk around. Get to know the city. But if you step out of line, oh, the things I will do to you. Why are you so suspicious? I haven't done anything wrong. The brain is the slowest organ to develop in the body. It needs time to accumulate knowledge and wisdom. And time is the most crucial commodity here in the Wastes. Not everybody has it. Take those punks and the other junkies we had back in the USSR. We gave them chase. We shaved their long decadent hair. We took their drugs away. And still they pestered us. Nowadays it's even worse. You're spinning that baton like a true pro. How many years in service? The man lets out a satisfied chuckle. Only 5. But this is what I was born to do. And that's why I'm so good at it. People like me are worth their weight in gold. When I die, you'll be left with no one but those cowards and slobs I am forced to call my colleagues. Oh, what's new in town, pal? Care to share? The only thing close to gossip that I know about comes from my brother's latest letter. He lives in Trudegrad. Recently, the popular singer Victor Gaidov got killed sticking his hand into the engine of a running harvester. Now them pesky teens are ruining Trudegrad with graffiti. Musical collective Film is the best. They write, or... Gaidov is not dead. Vandalism like this doesn't only ruin the city's aesthetics, it tells horrible lies. How can he not be dead after sticking his arm into a harvester? Victor Gaidov dead? Dios mio. I hope my helper, Kostya never hears this news. Else his tender heart, it will break. Better die of heart failure than to become a graffiti artist. I want to report on the gatekeeper. He's extorting money from people. That guy? Oh yes, he's one bad apple. Ruins the reputation of the militia. That's why I always say, when I'm gone, the citizens will be left with nothing but pricks like him. So you agree that he's a bad guy, but you still refuse to do anything about it. Okay, next question. Yep, I doubt any militia member can bring him to justice. So let's just change the subject. Okay, well thanks for sharing. Now I should leave. Bye. Alright, I think that's most of the militia guys, at least in this section of the city. Alright, I'm going to call the episode here, and the next one, well, let's explore this guy's house real fast. Oh, he doesn't care if I take this stuff. Fascinating. Alright, cool. In the next episode, we'll talk to the pharmacist here. He gives us a oh, let's check out these dumpsters first. He does give us a quest. I forgot exactly what it is. I think he has us collect like alchemical supplies or something like that. Toadstools and things like that. Which is actually a huge inconvenience because I sold all the toadstools that I had. Oh well, regardless, I'm going to call the episode here. In the next one, we'll continue talking to the citizens. Start with this guy. We have this building to go into as well. This building, which leads to... Can I zoom into it? No. This building leads to one of the larger quests in the game. One of the more impactful quests, I think. Not impactful. It's a longer quest. It's like one of the side quests of the game. Anyway, calling it here. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next episode.